Hello students, myself Devarchana Rao, lecturer in computer science. Today we are going to discuss on the topic classification of data structure. The data structure is basically classified into two structures, that are primitive data structures and non-primitive data structures. We are going to discuss about primitive and non-primitive data structures in our further slides. The primitive data structure is further classified into integer, float, character, pointer, and some default data structures. And the non-primitive data structures are classified into arrays, lists, and files. The lists are further classified into linear lists, non-linear lists. Linear lists are further classified into stacks and queues, whereas the non-linear lists are classified into graphs and trees. Let's have a elaboration description about all of these structures. So, the data structure is basically divided into two categories. Firstly, the primitive data structure. These are nothing but the predefined data structures which are already known to the machine instructions. The primitive data structures are supported by the programming language and directly operate upon the machine instructions. Some of the examples of primitive data structure are integer data structure, floating point numbers, character constants, string constants, pointers, etc. Next, coming to the non-primitive data structure. The non-primitive data types are not defined by the programming language. That is, they are not the default data structures, but instead they are created by the programmer according to their requirement. These are complicated data structures and are basically derived from the primitive data structures. They emphasize on grouping same or different data items with relationship between each data item. Some of the popular example of primitive data structure are arrays, lists, files, etc. Now we are going to discuss the classification of lists. The list is normally categorized into two types. Firstly, the linear data structure list. Secondly, the non-linear data structure list. Let's discuss the linear data structure. The linear data structure is nothing but can be defined as the sequential arrangements of the data items. In a linear data structure, data elements are arranged in a linear order where each and every elements are attached to its previous and adjacent elements. Linear data structure are easy to implement because the computer memory is arranged in a linear way. Its examples are array, stack, queue, linked list, etc. The non-linear data structures are the data elements which are not arranged sequentially or linearly. The non-linear data structures are not easy to implement as compared to the linear data structure. The examples of non-linear data structure are trees and graphs. Normally, these structures are used for artificial intelligence and image processing applications. Further, we are going to discuss about the classification of linear data structures and what are its characteristics and what are the operations we can perform on this data structure. So, let us discuss the types of linear data structure. We will first discuss about the array. An array is nothing but the collection of items which are stored in the contiguous memory location. These items are of same type. It is an idea of storing multiple data items of same types together in a contiguous memory location. The locations of the elements in the array are referenced by the array name, the position within the array, the index notation, and the contiguous memory allocations. So, we can see in the diagram when we create one array, it has some reference locations. The first reference is the array name. For example, this array is renamed as or named as array A. The position of the array are denoted from 0 to n numbers. These are also known as array indexes. The index notations can be written as A of 0. A of 0 refers to the first element of the array. Similarly, A of 1 refers to the second element of the array named as A. The contiguous memory allocations refers to the memory spaces that are occupied in the RAM memory. They have the equal intervals of memory allocations. We can see here there are 6 data elements, that is integer type of data elements allocated having 8 bytes of memory allocations. Each and every data item is allocated memory allocations of 8 bytes. Next, let's discuss about the linked list. Linked list is a linear data structure in which the data elements are not stored at contiguous memory locations as like in the array. The elements in the linked list are linked using links or pointer. In the diagram, we can see the starting of the linked list starts with a head. The head contains the memory address of the first data item. Normally, in linked list, the data elements are stored in the form of node. The node is divided into 2 parts, that is, one is the data part and another is the pointer or link part. The data stores the actual value that we need to process or we need to store, and the pointer or link part stores the address of the next data item. In simple words, a linked list consists of nodes where each node contains a data field and the other part contains the reference link to the next node in the lists.